Hello students, this is your PK sir, chemistry sir. Welcome to you again. The chapter acids, bases and salts. This is the second part of the chapter, and here we will take some examples of chemical reactions which are performed by acids, bases and common examples. Okay, so in the previous class, students, we have discussed broadly natural acids or mineral acids, means that is the classification of acids which already you have seen in previous classes. Some examples of acids like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid. Then in organic acid it is formic acid, acetic acid. Then the next part, base, which we discussed also. Here also some examples, the definition of base or just a little introduction about a base. Okay, these are some examples. After we discussed that what happens when a blue litmus paper or a red litmus paper is brought in contact with acidic solution or basic solutions. So this was the previous knowledge about the acid base chapter. Okay, and here also we discussed one example of an acid, a salt, that is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, we discussed that this is very important chemical. We will be seeing so many reactions regarding this chemical sodium chloride. After this one, we have one more important point, that is called indicator. I think this word is familiar to you, but here we will discuss in detail. Now, indicator means what? First of all, you should know the meaning or what is the definition of indicator. Now see, indicator is what? A substance. What is indicator? Indicator is a substance which tells us about the nature of any substance. Of any substance, whether acidic or basic. This is the definition of indicator. Indicator is a substance which tells us about the nature of any substance, whether acidic or basic. Now, if we go for types of indicator, now if we examples we will take in the next paragraph. Types of indicator. Types of indicator. Broadly, indicators can be divided into two types. That is natural indicator, and the second one is artificial or artificial or synthetic or man-made indicator. These are the types of indicator, that is synthetic indicator, man-made indicator or artificial indicator. Now if you go for examples, here the very common example is natural indicator that is turmeric powder. This is a very common example of natural indicator. We will see how it works next. Here two important examples are there. First one is phenolphthalein and the second one is methyl orange. These are two important examples of artificial or synthetic or man-made indicators. Now turmeric powder. What is turmeric powder and how it works? Students, sometime you have observed that when curry or vegetable comes to contact white cloth then there is a yellow stain. Now see what happens. We want to remove this yellow stain, so for this we use a washing soap, and already we have discussed that all washing soaps or all soaps contain a base. Depending upon the quality of soap, they contain base. Okay. Now when this white cloth that is containing a yellow stain of curry or vegetable in which turmeric is present, so when we use this washing soap on this yellow stain, immediately the color of this yellow stain becomes reddish brown, which on excess water after washing with excess water becomes again yellow. So here what is important point, that this turmeric is used to identify the basic nature of soap which contains a base. This is the role of natural indicator. Okay, turmeric powder. There are other natural indicators also. You can say lichen. Sometime or somewhere you have seen this, you have heard this as lichen, so that is your wish, no problem. Lichen you can say lichen, all are correct. Okay, next phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These are the artificial or synthetic or man-made indicators. So about these we will be discussing, or we will be using these indicators in chemistry lab. Okay, in detail we will be discussing about these in chemistry lab while performing experiments. Okay, now one more category of indicator is there, that is called olfactory indicator. Now what is the meaning of olfactory indicator? What is the meaning of olfactory? The word olfactory is related to smell. Now what is the sense olfactory indicator here? If any substance change the odor means smell of any indicator, then that is called olfactory indicator. And here also you need to remember 3 examples at least, because they are included in the syllabus part of your NCERT textbook. Okay, NCERT syllabus, there is 3 examples. So the first example is onion. Second one is clove oil, and third example is vanilla extract. So these are some examples of olfactory indicators which are used to identify the acidic or basic nature of any substance. Here also the important role is that they identify the acidic or basic nature of the substance. Okay. Next, now we start the important topic of the chapter, that is, now here we will start unit wise. So the first unit of your textbook is 2.1, and in this one we will be discussing about the chemical properties. Of acids and bases. 2.1 of your textbook, unit 2.1, in which we will be discussing about chemical properties of acids and bases. Students, one important thing is here that here we will be discussing many examples, many names of acids and bases, and I request you all to memorize them by heart, because they are not only their chemical name but also their formulas are important for your class 10th board exam perspective. Okay, so here we are taking some examples of acids, although we have already discussed, but again just quick revision. Some acids. The very first example is hydrochloric acid. I am writing only the chemical formula, hydrochloric acid. Second one is sulfuric acid, formula is H2SO4. It is hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid. Second, H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Third, nitric acid, formula is HNO3. Students, while you are writing the chemical formula of any compound, you need to remember this thing, that if it contains only one letter of that element symbol, then first letter is always capital. If it contains 2 letters, then first letter is capital and second letter is small. Likewise, so in these all examples, all are first letters capital. Then next example is sulfuric acid, nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, CH3COOH, CH3COOH. Next one is formic acid, that is HCOOH, formic acid. Then next one is carbonic acid, H2CO3. While you are writing the formula of carbonic acid, that time you need to remember one thing, that the size of C letter and O letter must be equal. If you are not writing in this way, and if you are writing in this way, C capital and O small sized, then it becomes another element that is called cobalt. That is a big mistake. So don't make this mistake while writing the names. Okay. Next, there are some examples of bases, because here bases are also important. The very first example of base is that is sodium hydroxide. I am writing here only chemical formula. Name you can write sodium hydroxide, NaOH. In this, look here, nitrogen is capital, then small a, because this element symbol is made up of two letters in which first letter is capital and second letter is small. Take care about this. Sodium hydroxide, this is. Then next one is potassium hydroxide. Then there is aluminum hydroxide, ALOH whole thrice. Then next one is magnesium hydroxide, MgOH whole twice. Then calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. So these are the some examples of acids and bases which will be using frequently in this chapter. One more example of base you can include here, that is ammonium hydroxide, and the formula is NH4OH. Ammonium hydroxide, this is very important base. We will be discussing more about this base later on. Next, now if we go according to the NCERT textbook, in NCERT textbook one table is there, and that table is 2.1. in this table you need to fill the observation of these acids and bases. Okay, so that is a activity based table, and that activity you need to perform in chemistry lab. After performing that experiment or that activity, you can fill this table 2.1. so here we are not filling this table. After performing experiment only you can fill this table. Okay, but the important thing is that this table confirms the acidic nature or basic nature of any sample solution. Okay, after this one we have the next topic, 2.12, the reaction. Here I will be writing reaction in this way, RXN. Reaction, the term reaction I will be using in this science, RXN, reaction of acid and base with metals. What is the topic name? Reaction of acids and bases with metals. Okay, now when we see the word metals, you should know what is the meaning of metal. All of you know about metal, what are the properties of metal, because this topic means metal you have discussed in class 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so just you remember this. In comment section write down some examples of metals. Let me see how many of you are good in writing examples of metals. Okay, now in this case what happens when a metal react with an acid? Metal plus acid, what happens? Now again this question is activity based. Without performing activity you cannot predict that what will happen or what will be the product. Okay, now one example, metal, I have taken one example, that is zinc metal, and the symbol of zinc is Zn. And for an example of acid I am taking here sulfuric acid formula is H2SO4. When you put this zinc metal in sulfuric acid solution, this is aqueous means in liquid state. Okay, water is more here. Now this sulfuric acid is dilute condition, in dilute. Okay, we are not using here concentrate sulfuric acid. Now what happens when you put zinc metal in sulfuric acid solution? You see some bubbles are formed. When the product of this reaction is passed into the soft solution. Okay, I am writing the equation, chemical equation directly. Zinc plus sulfuric acid gives zinc sulfate, that is in solid state, and plus hydrogen gas. Okay, in your textbook one figure is given there, figure 2.1, very important figure. You need to draw this figure in your notebook. It will help you a lot. Okay, so in the figure you can see that one test tube is there. In this test tube, sulfuric acid is present, H2SO4 is present, and then we put some zinc granules, zinc metal granules, and here one tube is there. With the help of that tube, whatever the product is there, that is released out, and that tube is coming inside the soft solution. This is soft solution. Okay, soft solution, and here you see some bubbles are formed. These bubbles are because of formation of hydrogen gas, and when this hydrogen gas, that is the product of the reaction, is brought near a burning candle or matchstick, it produces a sound, and that sound is called pop-up sound. That is very important chemical reaction, and that is very important hint in many hypothetical questions. It will be used as a hint. Pop-up sound means like that. Okay, so this is the main reaction of a metal with acid. Okay, now here one important question is that, can you write the equation of zinc plus hydrochloric acid? Let me see how many of you are writing this. Write down this chemical reaction in the comment section. What is the chemical reaction between zinc and hydrochloric acid? Okay, next one is the same reaction with base, means metal is reacting with the base. What happens? Metal plus a base, what happens? Again the same question, same activity based. This is also same activity based. Without performing this activity, we cannot predict that what will happen. Okay, now one more important point is this, that in this reaction, the second product, whether you say first product this one or second product this one, this product is a salt. We will be discussing more about the salt in the later stage. So metal plus base. Now again the metal example, I am taking zinc, and here in this case I am taking base as sodium hydroxide. Now what happens when we allow zinc and sodium hydroxide to react? Surely hydrogen gas is produced with pop-up sound if you bring this hydrogen gas with burning matchstick or a candle. Okay, now what is the another product here which is formed in this reaction? That is sodium zincate. The chemical name of this compound is very important. Sodium zincate. Okay, the chemical name of this compound is very important, sodium zincate. So this is the reaction of zinc with sodium hydroxide, which we'll be discussing more in detail in the next lectures. Okay, till then you just go through the previous portion as well as this one, revise again and again. Okay, take care, bye bye.